being a wife to a man that has, two baby mamas, it's been rough. My walk with God was the only reason why I didn't square up a lot of times.
This is an Iwebu production.
Period.
What is one thing that you wish you would have known before you got married?
Okay, let me not think too deep and just go with what's on the top of my head.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it is what I wish I would have known, but what I wish I would have had guidance on is how to deal with a blended family. That's probably, being a wife to a man that has, two baby mamas. It's been rough. I cannot make that sound pretty. I wish I could tell y'all it's been cool. It's been rough. It has been some really rough seasons. And I just had no guidance because the pastors that we were under, they just had kids with one wife. Yeah. Actually, our marriage counselor, almost everybody that we both of our marriage counselors had just them and their kids. So even the wives, like they couldn't really imagine what it is to deal with, someone that he still wants your man, and just the clashing of religions of the kid in that household having one mindset, and then they got to come over here, the confusion that the child has to go through. I just wish I would have had guidance, because even with my mom, literally, I don't, outside of my sisters, no one around me dealt with baby mamas at all. So dealing with them, especially at a young age. Me and Namdi got together when I was 21. And I just came in like, oh, yay, hey, cool, that's fine. I'm cool with meeting her. And they had a different angle. They was like, girl, baby mamas was like, you think we care to say hi to you and hello and try to be cordial? Like, what?
Yeah, so you were sending gifts. I remember you was like first Christmases, you was sending
a couple of Christmases,
many of Christmases,
and nice gifts.
Yeah, really nice gifts.
Nice gifts. I was sending one of the mother of his child, our child. I'm trying not to say baby mama.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm trying.
I cannot stand that.
But it's so many.
Baby
the mother
mama.
of your child.
That's what people say. I always say my child's mother.
But how do I say? I can't say my child's mother. So what do I say?
Yeah, you just say, I don't know.
Exactly. So his baby mama, I was sending her Christmas gifts, like literally trying
his child's mom.
His child's mom. Okay, yeah. I was trying to send, like, literally every year I would send it through the daughter, through our daughter. Yeah. I will send a Christmas gift, just trying to show love and just really trying to be mature. Yeah. But and then another thing is that I wasn't privy to different women's contexts, like different backgrounds. So both of his, one mainly, have a very different background from me, and just a very different personality, very different just aura. So I didn't really know how to deal with that type of woman either. Neither one of them, honestly. But that would kind of be my answer. It's just like, I wish I would have had guidance through it. I wish I would have had. This is why I think we are so I think it's so important to see different types of kingdom couples and marriages and families, because now that I'm saying this, I'm like, dang, we're doing something for somebody that we didn't have. Yeah. We're being an example of how to work through that. And this is also why I think it's so important to be transparent and raw and not pretend like it wasn't hard, not pretend like everything is all good, because there's somebody watching that has a man that has a baby mama, and you like, girl, she be tripping, she be holding a child. He be like, I had to deal with Namdi being depressed for months. I had to deal with him being emotionally disconnected because of court and having to fight for his kids and just dealing with the hell that came with that. And I just didn't have any guidance. Like, it was literally me and God. And so I don't know I don't know how you prepare for that before marriage, but I would say, being that I knew I was stepping into it, I just wish I would have had some sort of wisdom and guidance from another woman that dealt with it in a good way to kind of lead me in how to deal with it. Because although I never like did anything crazy, I ain't never fought nobody, I ain't never cussed nobody out or anything like that, but just knowing how to deal with it, knowing how to have a healthy perspective of it all. Because as a woman, like, I'm like, I don't want you talking to none of them. I don't want you. You better not go in nobody's house. Like, I don't. When it comes to meeting and swapping the kids, I don't want you to say hello. Like, get the kid and get in the car. That's it. Like, but like knowing that, and thank God, babe. Like, seriously, I never had a worry with you. Like. Just never, you never did weird, funny stuff that made me question. You never stepped foot in anybody's house. No. You never rolled with them. You never had intimate conversations. Whenever you did talk, I was around. So it helped that you were a, upstanding man and a man of integrity through that. Like, before we got married, you were doing that. But just being a woman, like, in insecure moments, like, knowing that you had to be around your ex sometimes. Like, we had to go to gatherings sometime and be around them, and I hated most of them, but like having a healthy perspective and just some type of cheerleader, like, girl, you got it, that's your man, keep it, I think that's something that I wish I would have had.
You didn't really have nobody to really like cheer you on in it. Yeah,
or even tell me you're doing a good job.
I don't really say your family was, your side of the family was as supportive of too much of it, either, if I can be honest. And so I would commend you, babe. Without any type of guidance, she's done an amazing job, just amazing. Literally, like, my girls love her, like, they love her, and even the one child who's not really around anymore. Yeah, probably one of the biggest things why that mom don't want her around, because she knows you're a big influence, and she loved you too. Real talk. Yeah. And so you've done so good, and I think that's why it's so important about what we do too, babe. Like, if y'all don't know, like, one of the reasons why I even started this, or why I really wanted to do this whole pillow talking with the Weiboos and all that, and really speak a little bit more even on relationships or display ourselves in any ways, because I was searching all around, and like, I didn't, like you said, babe, I didn't have nobody to really look to. Nah. Like, everybody that I would hear marriage advice from, they all had one child. They all had kids with one woman. Yeah. Nobody had a blended family. No pastors that I saw. No influencers on the internet. I'm like, dang. What do I do? I guess the rest of the people with blended families are failed, or they're not talking about nothing. So I'm like, well, I know it's somebody that's in my position. It's a man out there right now. You done went through court after court battle. You've been fighting for your kids. It's a woman out there right now. It's like, man, I just married this dude. I got with him, and he got 2 baby mamas, or he got 1, or whatever. And it's driving me crazy. How do I deal with it? Y'all need somebody that y'all can look at and be like, what do I do? I have not been through this. There's nobody, no major pastors, nobody that's really on display. Somebody tell me right now.
And being transparent about it, though.
And being transparent.
Not just saying, here's 10 steps on how to do this, but like, no, it was hard. Yeah. And this is how we got through it. Yeah. Like, being real about it, on top of, first of all, there's no examples. And even if they are, it's like, are they really keeping it 100 though? Yeah. Are they really sharing the intimate parts of crying and late nights and arguments with the baby mama and, all of that. So yeah, I think it's so big. And I was going to say, even though I said they're probably saying here's 10 steps, I do want to flip this a little bit and encourage someone that is watching on, like, maybe some keys that we would give to them, to a man that is married and he has baby mamas, on maybe how to move. So you said with like a
woman, what keys would you, or what?
So both of us, like, maybe I can give some for a woman that's on the top of my head, and you can give some for a man. Like, what advice would you give to a man, maybe on how to move to with having baby mamas, to make his wife, fiance, wife in the making, comfortable, and confident?
So great question. Number one, y'all not being together, that needs to be settled for she even come in the picture. Absolutely. Don't even try to date her. don't talk about, definitely don't talk about freaking marriage if you know that you still got feelings for this girl. If you know you still kind of like low key want to play with her feelings a little bit, you kind of want to like be nice to her, have little intimate conversations, chuckle up with her, all that mess. Like if you have not settled in your heart that thing is over, don't even step to the young lady. Don't even do it. And I'm just telling you from experience. Like I was done with mine before she got here. I was good. I wasn't stepping in their house. That's another thing. Don't step in her house. I'll wait till they come out.
Yeah.
I don't need to. The closest I get to, I would get maybe close to the door. My daughter, sometimes I would help her with her stuff. I bring it to the door.
Right.
I go. I'm not stepping in.
Hanging out.
Hey, how's things been going?
Sitting on the couch.
Shit, like, what?
She walking around her booty shorts. Pajamas.
Come on, man.
Booty
Are you serious?
Because that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, like, settle that, man. You got to settle that in your heart. Like, I really don't want this. And if you got some feelings where you want to kind of like, I want this and that. Well, then guess what? Don't mess with her. You need to go try that first. See if you and her, the one you got the child with, can work it out. I've been there. Yeah. I actually tried to work that thing out, like to the fullest extent as much as I could. Literally. But eventually, I just had to say, hey, that wasn't for me. It may be different for you, though. So don't bring nobody else into a wreck of a mess. I couldn't even, imagine stepping to you and even the type of woman that you are and disrespecting you by trying to put you in some mess like that. Now, don't get it wrong. You still came into some stuff that I didn't even know was like that. Before you stepped in the picture, it wasn't as bad. But as soon as some people knew that, hey, he might be getting married and all that, they start acting different or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, settle that in your heart first. Make sure also that, young man, like that you have maybe your joint custody agreement already done. Ooh. Especially if you got one who has a problem. You might want to, even if the girl is, if your child's mom, if she's actually pretty cool, I don't know. They could get tricky because when you get to saying you getting engaged, she might change that lingo up. She might act a fool. Joint custody is a big thing that a lot of brothers don't know. If you actually fight for it, I believe the percentage was, I was watching the lead attorney in Ruslan talk about these things. The percentage was about 90% of men that actually go for that, they actually get it. Like they actually win in court. It's just that most men don't step up to do that. They just sit back and let the court hit them with child support and all that. You barely get to even see your child. You don't know that you automatically, if you had a child outside of wedlock, you have no rights. You can pull up to the daycare like that's my child. That does not matter. You don't have rights to see him. You got to get your joint custody agreement. So I think like just knowing, hey, I'm done with her. I don't have no feelings toward her. I really do not want her.
And let your actions meet that emotion.
Yes.
So if it like you can't just do that, but you're doing weird things and talking to her or
playing with her feelings and stuff.
Playing with it, she still kind of wants you. Yeah, like you know when your vibe is not. It's not integral. Yeah. You know when your vibe is not. It's off. So I'm sorry, just to put that in there. Like
good.
Make sure your actions meet your words, because you can tell a woman all day, "Oh, I'm over her," or "I'm this, I'm that." Yeah. But your actions gotta match it. Definitely. You gotta match it for us.
Definitely, man. Yeah. So you just gotta cut that thing all the way off. Those are probably my two big pointers that I would give right there that I can really think of off my head. Okay. Another later date I may give some more. Babe, what would you give to the ladies that's stepping into this? Like, what advice would you give them?
Man, knowing your worth in Christ. Like literally, my walk with God was the only reason why I didn't square up a lot of times. Ooh. Like, just to keep it 100, it was a lot of reasons why I did not pull up, square up, and like really throw down was because I had someone to answer. So, and I think that breaks down into my maturity too, because my walk with Christ allowed me to, even in my quote unquote immature moments, it wasn't nearby as immature as some people would have moved. Like the fact I didn't put hands on nobody is grace. Yeah. Number one. But maturity to know that I was with someone that was walking. I know I keep using this word, but I was with someone that walked in integrity. So first and foremost, women, make sure if you're stepping into a situation with a man that has children, make sure he's walking in integrity when it comes to the relationships with the mother or mothers. That's number one, because if he, like, men like to call us crazy, but if he moving slick and slide, it will drive us crazy. Like, wait, do you still want her? Like, I didn't really have too many of those questions where I'm like, hey, are you still, what's up? Like, is that still a thing? Because his actions stood up for him. So that's number one. Make sure you're with a man with integrity. But like, I'm not trying to be corny or over spiritual, but yeah, like you really need to have a real walk with Christ. Like you really need, like it even got to the point where I knew that I started feeling, first of all, I had to see one of them kind of often, you know, at different events for our daughter. And so I began to pray for her and ask the Lord to soften my heart towards her. Even when she wouldn't speak and she would walk past me and she would do weird things, I would just be like, Lord, literally help me to see her as my sister in Christ that needs love. And so I've seen moments where, you know, it's been peaceful and it's been okay. But I think it was just my perspective. And so just making sure you are checking your perspective, you're checking your maturity. And then even in moments where I wanted to be immature because maybe they were, I always kept Nnamdi in mind. And so I didn't want to, it was already hell that he had to go to court back in and out. I'm talking about he was fighting for 18 years for one, you know what I'm saying? And so I knew the battle that he was dealing with, and I tried my best to not be this naggy wife that's like worried about baby mamas. Because number one, I'm just not that insecure, but also because I sincerely do want to provide a place of peace for him. Because there were moments where, do you remember when you would just consistently talk about the situation? And it took all of the heavens to like remind me to not be annoyed with you. Like, we're talking about this again, but he was fighting for his daughters. And so also knowing if they are fighting for their child, to distinguish the fight for the child and the fight for that old relationship. It's not the same thing. So yeah, maturity and making sure you're with a man that's walking in integrity. That's really it.
I mean, I think you gave some good key points. One of the things that was great is that you thought about me before you was ready. Like, don't get it wrong. I had to put you out there. You was ready to go pull up, but you was like, nope.
Yeah, but I never did.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
Course.
When she said she kept me in mind, that's what she kept in mind, was like, if I do this, then this is what could happen. And I thank you for that.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm not ashamed to say that.
I
absolutely asked him, can I fight? Like, what's up? And he was like, you know, they'll slap a charge on you. Yeah, for sure. But that's maturity.
Yeah, the maturity.
To sit and talk like, okay, if I beat them up,
it's gonna mess up my case.
It's gonna mess up your case, and then I might go to jail, and I'm grown, and I got a name,
then
and I got something to lose. And then like that's the practical side. Then I didn't want to be that girl.
Yeah, then also you would have messed up the relationship with
my daughter,
with the daughters and all
absolutely.
That. Yeah, and talking about love her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, one of them definitely do.
Yeah.
And she knows who she is, and she's amazing. So, but yeah, so that I got your answer to that question.
Yeah,
babe. So,
hopefully that helps someone that's going through it. That might be, if you're thinking about getting married to someone that has baby mamas, tap in with the Uwebos.
Yes, definitely. So, hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content.
Yes.
Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Uwebos. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.
Holla.